Entitled Mother tried to reduce my pay for attempting to seduce her husband, by user art plenty. I started babysitting families in my church growing up. Between ages 12 to 16 I babysit for over 30 families and I was highly requested in that community. I knew everyone and I attended that church since I was 4. Everyone knew me, I knew everyone, very tight-knit. So I babysit for a family we will call the Smiths. I knew the Smith family since I was 10 and they had children that were younger than me. I helped with these kids for children's mass. I knew the family and we were kind of close because I was one of the kids' helpers in a class unit. Plus we all knew each other from the church and school. Now I'm 13ish when this happened. I babysat for this family the Smiths and it was going good. They had a pool in their backyard and the dad had told me to pack a bathing suit. He said the kids will probably beg you to swim with them if you don't mind but you don't have to. So I babysat these kids for about 5 hours, 1 to 5, and 4 hours and the husband came home to take a work call and then he would help with the kids and my parents would take me home. 20 minutes before the dad gets home the kids want to swim. I agree and we all get ready. I had chosen a normal bathing suit for a 13-year-old but I had a larger chest than others my age and the mom of these kids. Now the dad comes home and asks if things are all good. I tell him yes and he tells me he will find us when he's done with his work call. It's about 5 and he comes out and asks to take another call. He asks to take a picture to send to his wife to let her know I'll watch the kids for longer since he had another call. TLDR all went well till the wife shows up. Everything goes good, the kids are having a blast. I help dry them off, help them shower and change as the wife gets ready to take over and the husband had started making dinner. I was in my oversized shirt bringing the kids downstairs when the wife signals to me. She pulls me aside and begins to shame me. She tells me I will not be getting paid from 4 to 5:45 for dressing like a slut in an attempt to stray her husband from me. That my choice of swimsuit was slutty and she should have known better not to trust me. That I was a whore and that my boobs would get me nowhere in life and I was going to be raped dressing like that. I was flabbergasted because I'm barely 13 at the time and I wasn't wearing a revealing swimsuit. I nod and profusely apologize because I wore this to the pool and never had any problems and me and my bestie had matching ones. I was sobbing hysterically, took my money and sat on the porch waiting for my mom to pick me up. I hear yelling inside, Dad comes out, gives me $50 and goes back to yelling at his wife inside the house. TLDR, they filed for divorce because she was having an affair with another guy. She later revealed this information to another family I babysat for and they me that the wife was insecure about her chest. Dad was not a pedophile and his kids are doing great. Mother-in-law mad my son chose his prom over Mother's Day dinner, by user Wame94122. Entitled Mother-in-law is whining about my youngest son going to his senior prom over family Mother's Day dinner. Tries to explain that senior prom is once in a lifetime event and Mother's Day is every year. She is not having it and is complaining throughout dinner. My parents cost me money, by user im_gay_not_happy. I'm dyslexic. I own a wedding venue. It's an heritage listed homestead. It's quite beautiful and it's easy to get great photos here. I've also allowed 3 of my cousins to have their weddings here for mates rates prices. So my parents believed that my younger brother was having his wedding here too. However, my brother's new wife wanted to get married at the same place where her parents got married 4 hours away. My parents, who were not invited to the wedding, showed up at my venue and made a huge scene at another lovely couple's wedding. I wasn't there, I was my brother's bestman. I left on Friday and came back on Tuesday to this BS. I was so horrified by what they had done I gave back the couple half of what they paid. Luckily the couple was so sweet about the whole thing. Now I'm wondering if I can sue. Edit, my parents are homophobic, misogynistic and racist. Who threatened to unlive my little brother of marriage a POC. Update 2, my parents resent me for starting my own family, by user Letoin. First post plus updates, https://www.reddit.com/r/bestoffredditor updates/comments/13qnz0r/oops_parents_for_him_for_starting_his_own/. TL, of previous posts, my parents had a bunch of kids and expected me and my older sister to raise them, then resented me for starting my own family. Currently, I am having health issues and my parents refuse to help. Thanks to everyone who has reached out and wished me a speedy recovery. My surgery was last week and it is going better than expected. All the surgeries and treatments in the past year felt like it was just keeping me alive, but with this surgery, kidney transplant, I feel like I'm working towards getting my normal life back. It's been hard and painful, but I was expecting it to be worse, so I can't complain at all. Anne is always telling me that she doesn't get enough credit for being funny, so the fact that so many of you laughed when she told me I was pretty has made her happy. She said I like these Reddit people. This whole post started because I was having a conversation with one of my sisters, I'll call her Six, since I can't keep making up names. Plus, she is following this thread and will hate that I am calling her that. Six had had a fight with our parents, and I was sharing with her that Anne and I had recently set strong boundaries with them and encouraged her to do the same. So she did, and they did not take it well. This led to several conversations with different siblings, and both 5 and 9 also decided to set some boundaries. This has also led to other siblings deciding to confront our parents about how they have treated me this past year while I have been sick. Jane, the oldest, called me the day before my surgery to check on me, and we ended up talking about our childhood. We have not been close for a number of years, however I feel like we bonded on this call. It was interesting talking to her as an adult and reliving some things. She has been in therapy for a few years, and she said sometimes she will be talking, and her therapist will stop her and say, "Jane, you just casually rolled through some messed up stuff. We need to stop and unpack this." For a long time I have blamed her for the way she treated me when we were younger, but now I am beginning to understand that she was also just a kid trying to cope. I have a lot more grace for her now. We have been texting a lot the past few weeks. My parents did come visit after the surgery, but we didn't talk about any family drama. My siblings have said they are not taking these new boundaries well at all. I hope that one day they wake up and realize that all 8 of their children are disappointed in them and they work to be better people, but I'm not holding my breath. It seems they are placing all the blame like they normally do. This is just an attack by the devil. Anne and I decided that moving forward we are going to continue low contact with strong boundaries. With such a large family, going no contact would be hard and create a lot of awkward situations where we would still have to see them. We have also talked to our kids and they have both expressed they want to have a relationship with their grandparents. While I do not expect my parents to change, I do believe they will respect our boundaries. My attitude towards them has also changed. I no longer feel like I owe them anything. We will continue a relationship with them because it is what's best for my family, not because they deserve it. Lastly, I received a recommendation for a family therapist and I have an appointment scheduled for next month. How my wife ruined her mom's Mother Day by treating her like a mom, by user Phonarudin. My Mill is an annoying person to say in the nicest way. She has extremely low self-worth, and she compensates that by forcing the world to go around her. As family who interact with her regularly, we are forced to treat her like a queen, every day every min. If we don't, then there will be drama, all the way from pouting, going to her room, fainting, leaving the house to full-blown breakdown, including saying why should I live on this planet anymore if no one cares about me. Yay, to see an old lady say she will kill her just because we don't give her few minutes of attention is a bizarre thing to witness. So it's exhausting to be around her, but what else can my wife and Sil do? She is their mom and they both try the darn best to make her feel special. But they would also like to interact with her as their mom too, not just as some out-of-touch royalty. They would like to crack jokes, chat about general things and share their problems, not having to be constantly worried what statement might tick her off. When they were kids in her orbit, things were fine as she controlled them and that made her feel she is in the center of attention. Now they are married, have family of their own, and that she is not the anchor of the family, she has started becoming more and more demanding that we perform some elaborate rituals to feel her special. That's extremely exhausting. So to the actual event itself. Mill/Phil have traveled to our country and are staying with us for short time to help us with kids, as we all live halfway across the globe. My wife planned an elaborate Mother's Day event centered around Mill even though she herself is a mom too. One of that included lunch in a popular ethnic cuisine restaurant. BTW, had she not planned it herself, there will be a snarky comment at the end of day saying seems you don't care about your mom enough to plan something for me. I was waiting the whole day for you to do something. Anyway, morning went uneventful as we had been pampering the grown-up toddler and Mill was quite jubilant. We go to the restaurant and I and our elder one go in to set up the table as my wife is bringing the others, Mill, Phil and our little one, in. My 2-year-old, the real toddler, decides to throw a tantrum for toddler reasons, but then Mill sees this beautiful garden in front of the restaurant and wants my wife to take her a pic. Mill doesn't care about anything and forces my wife to take several pics as my wife is holding a crying, fussing and kicking toddler in her hip. Having basked in the glory of being in the center of attention, Mill is satisfied enough. They all come in. My wife is ticked from the events but tries her best to be cheerful. Waiter comes in to take the order and right then Mill decides to go to restroom. My wife asks her to order before going, as kids will get hangry if we wait for long. Big mistake my wife did was she asked in a normal tone, a regular conversational tone instead of a pleading or pleasing pampering tone. How dare we order her royalty on what to do, that was strike one. As me and my wife are looking at the basil lion choices and trying to order for kids, ourselves, spice level, etc., we got absorbed into ordering without paying attention to the most important person. Mill wasn't the center of attention for 2 full minutes. How dare we? That's strike 2. We don't notice that and ask her what she wants. She asks if they have a particular ethnic dish, which is a regular staple we have almost every day at home, like a grilled cheese SW, that too in a indifferent meek tone. She was indirectly implying that she just a nobody, 'cause of strike 1 and 2, so she is ordering some peasant food. That was our cue to realize our mistake, prostrate before her, beg her forgiveness and bring the world back into alignment before things go down the hill. We fail to notice that change in tone, which is strike 3. Instead my wife suggests, "Mom, we have that almost every day at home, so why don't you?" Mill cuts her off saying, "I know that, are you saying I don't know that?" and storms to the restroom. We all are figuring out what the F happened and we finish ordering. Mill comes back and unloads onto my wife how she has disrespected her. We brought her to this country and ever since then my wife has made it her mission to do nothing but continuously humiliate her, and Mill starts crying. I quickly realized what had conspired, but my innocent wife, whose heart is only filled with love and not such evil games, doesn't realize drama my Mill wants. Instead she is trying to understand how suggesting that the dish is a regular staple at home is humiliating, and Mill goes, "You are implying I'm dumb and don't even know this, you have ruined Mother's Day, all daughters do special things on Mother's Day and here you are ruining mine," and few other delectable quotes. My wife says again and again, "That's just a regular thing to say to your mom," but Mill is adamant that my wife humiliated her by implying she is dumb for not knowing it's a staple dish we regularly eat at home, and storms off to sit outside. Seriously, that was the entire discussion for full 5 minutes. It was extremely bizarre to see a 60-year woman to throw tantrum and accuse her daughter 'cause she said it's a regular staple we eat at home. Normally we would run after her, apologize and beg her to come back, and keep apologizing throughout the lunch, which is what she wanted after 3 strikes, but this time we were so over this bullshit, having been through similar ones many times. We just sat and ate in peace without an extra side of drama. But my wife was heartbroken. She does all this planning, wanted to be a good daughter, wanted her mom to feel special, and in the end has ruined Mother's Day by talking to her mom as a mom and not as a royalty. So a 60-year-old woman started crying in the middle of lunch rush in a popular restaurant, all because we didn't give her attention for 5 minutes, while we were busy ordering food for kids. There are hundreds of such stories, but this one of the clearest WTF just happened. Edit. My wife is a very sweet person, who believes there is goodness in everyone. She has been annoyed by Mill's behavior and she had a tipping point, which I was actually surprised by. But being the good-natured person she is, she has decided that she will continue to make her mom happy, whether that actually makes her mom happy or not. She wants to be a good daughter and believes it's her duty to do that. She will continue to roll the boulder uphill every day, whether it reaches the top or not. It's her mom and she believes that is the right thing to, so I'm fine with it. I will not try to change that, because 30 or 40 years later, when she looks back, she will not remember what her mom did to her. All she will remember is what she did in response, and she tried her best to a good daughter, and I believe that will give her peace.